Every revolution begins somewhere. But what if the greatest breakthroughs aren't forged in gleaming labs or whispered in corporate boardrooms? What if they emerge from the quiet solitude of garage, fueled by an unwavering belief no one else shared? This is the story of Elijah Vance, a man whose unassuming life defied all expectations. You've never heard his name in headlines, but his quiet dedication, his relentless pursuit of an impossible idea, didn't just change an industry. It changed how we approach a fundamental challenge in our modern world forever. This is where the magic happened, not in a multi-million-dollar facility, but right here, a testament to the truth that genius isn't always loud. Sometimes it's profoundly, quietly revolutionary. For decades, Elijah Vance lived a life many would call ordinary. By day, he was a municipal engineer, a reliable, quiet presence, blending into the background. His colleagues knew him as a good listener, a man who fixed things, but never one for grand pronouncements. His life was structured, predictable, a constant rhythm of work, home, and routine. But beneath the calm surface, Elijah's mind was anything but ordinary. He saw inefficiencies where others saw norms. He felt a deep frustration with the colossal waste of energy in our cities, the constant drain on resources, the unpredictable outages that plague communities. It was a widespread issue, accepted as just the way things are. But Elijah couldn't accept it. He believed there had to be a better way to harness and distribute power, a smarter grid. It wasn't a sudden epiphany. It was a slow burn, a quiet obsession born from observation. Every flickering light, every wasted kilowatt, every complex, aging system, fueled a question in his mind. Why so inefficient? And then, what if we could create a self-optimizing energy network that learned and adapted in real time? As the world slept, Elijah's real work began. His garage, once just a place for parking the car and storing tools, became his sanctuary, his laboratory, his battlefield. This was where the what if started to become a how can I? Resources were scarce. Every penny not spent on essentials went into scrap yards, electronic stores, and hardware shops. He learned everything he could: engineering textbooks, advanced algorithms, quantum physics principles. His formal education might have stopped at a technical college, but his self-education was relentless. He was a student of necessity, driven by an unshakable belief in his vision. The path of innovation is rarely a straight line. For every tiny step forward, there were 10 steps back. Prototypes that sputtered, circuits that fried, code that crashed. Moments of profound frustration, where the urge to simply walk away, to accept impossible, was almost overwhelming. And then there was the isolation. How do you explain a multi-year, all-consuming quest of friends and family who simply don't understand? To them, it was a hobby, a quirky pastime. Why waste so much time and money, Elijah? They'd ask. He learned to keep his true ambition a secret, to endure the raised eyebrows and the gentle prodding, because their well-meaning doubt was a burden he couldn't afford to carry. But for Elijah, failure wasn't a dead end. It was a lesson. Each broken part, each short circuit, each dismissive comment only fueled his resolve. He wasn't just building a device. He was building resilience. And in the quiet solitude of his garage, he was slowly, meticulously constructing a future no one else could yet imagine. Years blurred into a relentless pursuit. Then one cold winter night, after thousands of hours of painstaking work, something clicked. Not just a switch, but the entire principle. A small, self-contained energy management unit, cobbled together from scavenged parts, began to hum with an efficiency that defied conventional wisdom. It was crude, but it worked. A silent revolution, witnessed only by Elijah himself, in a garage filled with the scent of solder and ambition. The greatest challenge wasn't building the invention. It was getting the world to believe in it. Elijah began reaching out, quietly presenting his concept to utility companies, city planners, venture capitalists. He faced a wall of skepticism. Too simple. Doesn't scale. A municipal engineer in his garage? Preposterous. They heard amateur, not visionary. The very giants of the energy industry, clinging to their outdated systems, saw not opportunity, but disruption and dismissed him outright. Each rejection was a blow, but Elijah remembered the failures in his garage. This was just another circuit, needing a different approach. He refused to give up. He refined his pitch, simplified his explanations, and found new avenues. He sought out independent research labs, presented his data at obscure conferences, even installed a smaller version of his system on his own home and neighbor's house, meticulously logging the unprecedented efficiency. He was seeking not funding, but validation. Then it happened. A small, eco-conscious technology firm, desperate for a breakthrough, stumbled upon Elijah's obscure research paper. Intrigued, they took a chance. They invested not millions, but belief. The results were immediate, undeniable, and staggering. Elijah's adaptive energy grid didn't just save power. It optimized consumption, predicted demand, and built resilience into systems that had been fragile for decades. His invention wasn't a product. It was a paradigm shift. It spread rapidly, first to small towns, then across entire regions, finally becoming the industry standard. Energy became cleaner, more reliable, more accessible. Billions of lives were touched. Elijah Vance, the quiet innovator, never sought fame or fortune. He continued to live modestly, ensuring his breakthrough benefited everyone, often channeling profits into further research and community energy initiatives. His name might not be on every building, but his genius pulses through the very veins of modern infrastructure. His story reminds us that true greatness often hides in plain sight, that passion and obscurity can outshine talent in the spotlight. Your garage, your basement, your quiet moments of obsession, they could be the birthplace of the next big thing. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for applause. Just build,